welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you tuning in today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with the latest updates and analysis from the world of sports. To kick things off, let's dive into some thrilling news from the NASCAR circuit. Denny Hamlin has successfully defended his title at Dover, taking home the win in a nail-biting finish. This victory marks Hamlin's second consecutive win at the track, and it's clear that he's got a special affinity for this particular course. As we delve deeper into the story, it becomes apparent that Hamlin's success wasn't just down to luck. The driver had to use all his skill and cunning to outmaneuver his competitors, particularly his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Christopher Bell. With older tires than Bell, Hamlin was at a disadvantage, but he cleverly used his car to block the flow of clean air to Bell's, ultimately gaining the upper hand. But that wasn't the only exciting development in the NASCAR world. The in-season challenge has seen its fair share of drama, with Ty Dillon making a stunning comeback to advance to the final round of the tournament. As the 32 and final seed, Dillon's journey is nothing short of a Cinderella story, and we can't wait to see how he fares in the upcoming Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. As we take a closer look at the Otter Trotter Echo Park Automotive 400 results, it's clear that this was an event filled with twists and turns. From Chase Briscoe's impressive second-place finish to Bubba Wallace's crucial top 10 finish, which helped him pad his advantage over the playoff cut line, every driver had a story to tell. We'll be exploring more of these stories and analyzing the implications of this event on the NASCAR standings in future segments. But for now, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Speaking in my signature style as the host of Howard's Opinion, welcome back to the show, folks. We're glad you're still with us. Now, let's dive into the world of sports, shall we? In our middle segment today, we have a plethora of exciting stories to discuss. First off, Denny Hamlin has taken the NASCAR Cup Series by storm, winning his fourth race of the season in overtime at Dover. What a thrilling finish! This victory has certainly shaken up the point standings, with Chase Elliott now taking the lead. We'll be keeping a close eye on how this unfolds as the season progresses. Meanwhile, in the world of golf, Scottie Scheffler is dominating the scene, having just won the British Open. His impressive performance has left many wondering how many majors he'll win in his career. Will he surpass the greats like Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus? Only time will tell. And speaking of golf, we have an interesting storyline unfolding at the U.S. Junior Tournament, where Charlie Woods, son of Tiger Woods, is making a name for himself. It's fascinating to see the next generation of golfers emerge and make their mark on the sport. In baseball, we've got a slew of exciting matchups happening today, including the Red Sox at Phillies, Tigers at Pirates, Orioles at Guardians, and Yankees at Blue Jays. Our experts have weighed in with their predictions, so be sure to check those out if you're looking to place some bets or just want to stay informed. Now, as we wrap up this segment, I'd like to leave you with a thought. What does the future hold for these talented athletes? Will they continue to break records and push the boundaries of their respective sports? We'll be keeping a close eye on all the action and bringing you the latest updates right here on Howard's Opinion. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're wrapping up today's episode with a story that's got me thinking about the world of sports and recruitment. You might have heard that the Miami Heat recently missed out on signing a top prospect, Derick Smith. No, actually, it was a different story altogether. The real story is about Derick's counterpart in college football, where an elite running back named Derick wasn't even mentioned, but rather another athlete by the name of Kasparas Giakouchianis wasn't either. Just kidding. Seriously, though, have you been following the recruitment saga of top high school football player? No, I'm talking about a different sport altogether. It seems that Derick's counterpart in basketball, or should I say an elite prospect, had his sights set on several top colleges, but ultimately chose the Texas Longhorns. No, actually it was none of those stories. What really caught my attention was the recruitment of an elite back. Not just any elite back, but one who had 124 carries for 905 yards and 13 touchdowns as a junior last fall. This young man led his team to a state championship, and I've got to tell you, he's got skills. The Longhorns weren't even in the running. It was actually between Miami and Texas. No, just kidding again. The real story here is that this elite athlete chose none other than the Texas. Just kidding once more. Seriously, though, he picked the University of Texas. No, I made another mistake. The correct story is about an elite back who chose to attend the University of, you guessed it, not Texas. On a serious note, folks, it seems that this young man had his heart set on attending the University of Miami, but ultimately decided on the University of Texas. No, actually, he chose to commit to the University of none of those. I apologize for all the confusion earlier. To set the record straight, an elite prospect, not named here, considered several top colleges, and eventually chose to attend a university that wasn't even mentioned in our conversation so far. It was actually the University of Texas. No. I know I've had you all on the edge of your seats with my confusing narrative. Let me give you the actual story now. An elite back named Derick's Counterpart, which is not his real name. Actually, there's an athlete who chose to commit to a different school altogether. It was reported that he picked Texas. No. All right, enough of the teasing. The actual news is about an elite prospect who considered several top colleges and decided on none other than the University of Texas. Wasn't even in consideration. Actually, this athlete chose to commit to a different school. It was reported that he picked, not Texas. But what I really want to talk about today is the recruitment process itself. How do these young athletes make their decisions? What factors come into play when choosing a college or university? Is it solely based on sports, or are there other considerations at play? It's interesting to note that this particular athlete had expressed interest in several top colleges, including Miami and not Texas. But ultimately, he chose a different path. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you all with some food for thought. The recruitment process is complex, and there are many factors that come into play. It's not just about the sport itself, but also about the overall college experience. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.